Okay, a very good morning, children. Children, after the completion of what we had in the last class, we were discussing about your linear equation in two variable. Then we will discuss. It is complete in all respect. Let us discuss a new chapter, that is Euclid geometry. Okay. So what is Euclid geometry? Euclid. Have you heard the word Euclid? Actually, Euclid, he was a great mathematician of Greek mathematician. Okay. So this chapter Euclid geometry is mostly theoretical. Okay. So what Euclid geometry deals with? Okay. What are the different aspects that we will find in the study of Euclid geometry? So children, we know from junior classes the concept of line, plane, point. You know point. What is a point? Point is a what? It is a dot having no dimension. That is length, breadth and height. Point does not have any dimension. But what about surface? Surface means your plane surface. This is a plane surface. The blackboard itself is a plane surface. If I ask you how many dimensions does it have, you can easily say, sir, it has two dimensions, namely length and breadth. Okay. Similarly, a solid like cuboid, cube, cone, cylinder, etc. These are solids. They have how many dimensions? Three dimensions, namely length, breadth and height. So point has no dimension. Point. What about point? If you take a point, point which is a dot, which is the smallest shape in geometry, it has no dimension. Okay. And line has how many dimensions? If I ask you, a line has how many dimensions? This line. This is a line. You know what is a line? Straight line or straight line. Okay. From class 3 you have been reading. It has how many dimensions? Only one dimension. It is breadthless length, you see. Okay. So line has one dimension. Point, which is a dot, has no dimension. Surface, plane surface, it has two dimensions, namely length and breadth. And your solids, they have three dimensions. Okay. In this chapter, particularly Euclid geometry, you see, it deals with the what? Study of different things, namely your line, point, plane. We know what is a line. But Euclid defined, we know what is a point. We know what is a point. Point is a dot having no dimension. We know what is a line. Line is what? Line is a what? It is it can be extended. It's in a plane we can extend a line endlessly in both directions. This one is a line or straight line. It can be extended endlessly in both directions. These are the things which we know. But what was the idea of Euclid about all these line, plane, point, etc.? So what Euclid did? So Euclid's geometry basically consists of three things. One is Euclid's definition, the other is Euclid's your axioms, and the third one is Euclid's postulate. What is axiom and postulates? We will discuss later. See. So let us first discuss what are the definitions given by Euclid. There are many, nearly 23 definitions are there in Euclid geometry, but the most important one which Euclid summarized are what? What are the main Euclid's definition? Let us discuss. There are mainly 7 Euclid's definitions. So what is the first one? The first one, what Euclid said, we know that a point is a dot having no dimension, that is having no length, breadth and height. So but what Euclid said? He said a point is that which has no part. You see, Euclid's definition, the first definition is what he said? He said a point is that. It is bit theoretical, children. This chapter is bit theoretical. Towards the end it will become little bit mathematical. Okay. So you see what Euclid said in his definitions. He said a point is that which has no part. You see, which has no part. Okay. So what does it mean? If I take a point A, see, if I take a point A, we know that point is a dot. It is the smallest shape in geometry, having no length, breadth and height. And it has this definition given by Euclid is also it carries the same meaning. He said a point is a dot. You see, a point is that which has no part. Do you think that this point has any part? No part means what? It has no length, no breadth and no height. It is simply a dot having no dimension, which is the smallest shape. Okay. So this is the first definition given by your what? Euclid. Then what is the second? What Euclid said? We know what is a line. We know that a line is what? A line is a straight path. In class 3, 4 already we have read. A line or straight line is a straight path which can be extended endlessly in both directions. You see, a line is a straight path which can be extended endlessly in both directions. But what Euclid said, you see, according to Euclid, a line is breadthless length. You see, what is the second definition? A line is breadthless length. You see, breadthless length. So this was the concept of line according to Euclid. Euclid said that a line is breadthless length. The same thing, you see. This line, breadthless length, does it have any breadth? If I ask you what is the breadth of this line or straight line, can you find? Can you imagine? No. We cannot imagine even. What will be the breadth of this line or straight line? So, a line is definitely breadthless length. This was the concept of line according to what? Euclid. Then, what he said? Then the third point he said, you see, the ends. We know that, children, if we go back to junior classes, we know that a straight line has no fixed end point. Okay? Since it can be extended endlessly, produced endlessly in both directions, we cannot say how many fixed end points does a line or straight line have. We cannot say. So what he said? Euclid said that the ends of a line are point. You see, the ends. You see, actually it has no end point. Okay? If we assume a line is breadthless length, then what will be the ends? The ends of a line, though definitely they will be only points. So this is the third postulate. That means the ends of a line are what? They are points. Okay, so this is the, you have to remember these, children. The ends of a line are points. Okay, so that means are points. That means if a line is breadthless length, if a line is assumed to be breadthless length, that means it is a length having no breadth, then definitely the ends of a line will be only what? They will be only points. Okay. So this is the third postulate. Then what is the fourth postulate? Fourth postulate is again about line or straight line. What is it? A straight line is a line which lies evenly with the points on itself. That means you see, these are the points on which the line lies, the straight line lies. So like this, he gave surface. You know what is surface? Another definition, surface. What is surface? We know. In a solid, the portion of a solid which we can see and touch. If you can touch, suppose this is a duster, I can see this portion and I can touch this one. So this portion we call it a surface of this solid, which is a cuboid. This duster is a cuboid. This portion we can see and touch. Any portion you can see and touch. So that is called a surface. We know this is the concept of surface. Okay, or face. Surface or face. Now, what Euclid said? He said the surface is that which has length and breadth only. You see what he said. Now, if this is one surface or face of the cuboid or duster, this is the length and this is the breadth. You see, it has only length and breadth. That means he said that we know that surface is that portion or that part of the solid which we can see and touch. But what Euclid said? Euclid said that a surface is that which has only length and breadth. This is the length and this is the breadth, so it is a surface. So this was the idea, this was the concept of Euclid about what? Surface. Okay. Then the edges of a surface are lines. You see, you know, yes. You know a cuboid has how many edges? You know how many faces, how many edges and how many vertices. It has 6 faces. Then how many edges? 12 edges and 8 vertices. Okay, now see 12 edges. This is one edge, this is one edge, this is one edge and this is one edge. So, and clearly look at, the edges are what? Lines only. So, this is another definition given by, and these are true. Okay. So, this is another definition given by Euclid. He said that the edges of a surface, if this is a surface, if this portion is a surface or face, then its edges are what? Definitely straight line. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. So this is another definition given by the edges of surfaces are definitely lines. Okay. Then the seventh definition given by Euclid. What he said? He said a plane surface, you know what is a plane surface and what is a curved surface. Look at again the same example. Suppose this is a duster. It is a cuboid. It has how many surfaces? 6. And you look at each surface is a plane surface. Do you find any curved surface here? No. Each surface of the cuboid or duster is a plane surface. Okay. So we know the concept of plane surface and curved surface. So what Euclid said? Euclid said that a plane surface is a surface which lies evenly with with the straight lines on itself, you see. So what he said? He said that this is a plane surface, this is a plane surface, these are all plane surfaces. There are 6 plane surfaces in this cuboid or duster. So what Euclid said? Euclid said that a plane surface is a surface, this plane surface is a surface which lies evenly. It lies evenly with the straight lines on itself, you see. It lies evenly. It spreads evenly, it lies evenly. It lies evenly with the straight lines on itself. Okay, so these are the 7 definitions given by Euclid. Okay, so after your definitions, Euclid's definitions, then what are Euclid's axioms and Euclid's postulates? Okay, now before we discuss Euclid's axiom and Euclid's postulates, we must understand the term axiom and postulate. What is axiom and what is postulate? See children, actually the two terms axioms and postulates, they are interchangeably used in mathematics, particularly in geometry. Okay, so they carry the same meaning. They are the synonyms of one another. So what is an axiom and what is a postulate? You see, both axioms and postulates, okay, they are some statements which need no proof. They are already proved. They need no proof. Whether it is an axiom or a postulate, it does not require any proof. It is universally true. Okay. Now the point is, where will we use postulate and where will we use the term axiom? Children, try to understand again. This is a very theoretical chapter. We have to understand it. After the main 7 definitions given by Euclid, we have to discuss some axioms. Euclid, what are the Euclid's axioms and what are Euclid's postulates? And using those axioms and postulates, we will do some problems in this chapter. Okay. So before we go for Euclid's axiom and Euclid's postulate, we must understand what are axioms and what are postulates. Actually, axioms and postulates, they are only statements which need no proof. They are already proved, or they are universally verified or universal truth. Okay, they need no proof. They require no proof. They are interchangeably used. They are synonyms of one another. So now the point is, where will we use postulate? So what is postulate? Postulate is a statement which is already proved, which requires no proof. But it is specially or specifically used in geometry. We used postulate, the term postulate, particularly in geometry. And what about axiom? Axiom, it is used to other branches of mathematics, not only in geometry, other branches, other than geometry, to other branches of mathematics, we can use the term axiom. Okay. So this is all about axiom and postulate. Axiom is a what? It is a statement which requires no proof, which is universally true or verified, and axiom also, axiom and postulate both are statements which require no proof. Okay, they are verified and universally true, and they need to be applied in different branches. Postulate we apply specifically to geometry, while we apply axioms to what? Other branches. Okay, so what are Euclid's postulates and what are Euclid's axioms? How many axioms are there? There are 7, like I discussed, 7 definitions given by Euclid. Similarly, Euclid had given 7 what? 7 axioms also. So what are the 7 axioms? We will discuss in another class. And apart from or other than 7 axioms given by Euclid, he had also given 5 postulates. So what are the 5 postulates? Postulates, as I just told you now, it is a what? It is a statement which is already proved and which is just linked or specifically applied to what? It is linked to, specifically linked to geometry. So there are 5 postulates given by Euclid. So what are the postulates? Euclid's postulates, and what are the Euclid's axiom? We will discuss in the next class. Children, I hope you must have understood something. Actually, this chapter is a theoretical chapter. Okay, so you have to go through it thoroughly. So please remember, try to remember the 7 definitions given by Euclid, and in the next class we will discuss the 7 axioms and then 5 postulates, so that the chapter will come to an end and we will do some problems also. Okay, children, I hope you understood. Thank you.